All right, what's going on, guys? So some exciting news all around. There's a lot of progress in the area of social media and tech and all of the responsibility that people have with regards to stewarding information. And I've been talking a lot about how we're in a season of exposure and we are in a season for which there's going to be justice, and that people that have not been good stewards of what they've been given, they're going to be given over to other people who are going to be good stewards. And this is a biblical principle. This is something that God, when he looks at the world, he is obviously seeing how it is that people respond with what they're given, especially if they have a big influence over people, especially if it impacts the thinking, the ideology, the generations to come, and everything that is basically how our world functions. And being the internet age, being the information age we live in, you have to be in a place for which you can be a good steward of the truth. It's not about this party versus that party. It's not about some leaning left, right, whatever it is, but it's about righteousness, unrighteousness. It's about godliness, ungodliness. And right now we have this big battle with Twitter that is basically taking headlines across the world. And so people that are not researching what's going on underneath, they're being shown what is basically just this stuff that can't really be hidden. So Elon Musk recently basically showed or halted his progress on going through with this deal because there was some allegations that the numbers that they were giving to the SEC with regards to the 5% of users being bots it was basically called into question. And so they're going to do more investigation. And essentially, if you look at it, if Twitter as an organization lied about how many people are authentic humans versus bots, then that's a big deal because it goes against the marketing ethics of who you're advertising, who you're basically selling your products to, and how it's impacting what their perception is of who is receiving these ads, as well as with all these other implications, right? So Twitter or Joe Biden and his follower count, some people saying that he has, based on surveying or based on some data analysis, that half of them are bots. And so that's a big deal, right? And also recently with the Project Veritas going undercover to show a Twitter senior engineer and another executive, and possibly more videos coming out of them admitting to censorship, them admitting to adhering to or basically being more left-leaning and against the right, the conservatives, being communistic, and his words were commie as F, right? As well as all these other things, extreme left-wing culture, lax culture, and many more things that have very, very serious implications with regards to culture, with regards to the bias, with regards to how they, essentially, this person says they don't believe in free speech. They went against Elon Musk being a capitalist and taking over this company because of their left-leaning ideologies. And so this is a senior engineer who has been there for a while, Siru Muruga's son, butchering the name, but this person has authentically and sincerely admitting to this based on undercover video, as well as another person that had been also caught on tape admitting this as well. You have the White House Disinformation Governance Board being on pause after only 3 weeks, right? With the person, Nina Jankowicz, tendering her resignation after, whatever happened behind the scenes is what it is, but people are investigating who this person is and showing that this person who supposedly is supposed to be a disinformation advocate coming out and claiming and praising some of the things that were in the past that have been proven to be untrue, right? So you got the Hunter Biden laptop being deemed as a Russian disinformation campaign when it was actually true, as well as the Steele dossier. She touting the discrediting, making posts about discrediting the Steele dossier and smearing and doing all these different things. But then it turned out to be true that it was discredited and not true. And so all these different things where she took a stance at the time advocating for something only for them to have been discredited as being misinformation or disinformation. And so a lot of different things with her views and left-leaning views and things like that. So these responsibilities that people have, it's being taken away. And those that have been operating under illegal activity, under the weight of their own illegal activity, they're going to collapse. And so this is not something that's a personal desire. It's not something that is from the perspective of legal and all these different things. It's from the perspective of how God sees how you are a good steward or not of what you've been given. If you are an advocate of righteousness and of truth, then God sees and takes joy in that. And he knows that that's a good thing, and he advocates for that. But if you are a bad steward of it, especially if you are a big company, then he's going to take that responsibility away from you. And especially in the legal, things that we live in these days, if you are one that is desiring to stand for righteousness, whether it's the court system, whether it's the military, however that is, it's going to be revealed, and they are going to collapse by their own weight of illegal activity. And so again, guys, I'm saying this as basically as other things kind of start kicking off. YouTube, many other places, they've had their fair share. And I say that because I've been a victim of that, being censored, being taken down on the account that supposedly it's misinformation and things like that. Many other platforms operating under illegal activity, and they are going to have their day, whether in court or in other places, whether their stewardship is given over to somebody else who will be a better leader, a better steward of that. You can see that with Twitter and Elon Musk, hopefully. But again, Elon Musk is questioning a lot of different things right now with Twitter, and hopefully with other places, other platforms, other governance boards, other leaders, whatever they have that's in their court, they're going to need to be able to be a good steward of it, repent, come before the Lord, or else they're going to face consequences. And so we're in a season now where a lot of good things are happening, and a lot of people are realizing this because they've been sleeping. They haven't been seeing the truth of who Twitter is and what they've been doing to censor, to squelch the right, the conservative views, as well as supporting what is not good or unbiblical things. And so this is going on for other places. And mark my words, guys, from God and from biblical perspective, the people that are not doing righteous, good things, they are going to go down. And so again, I'm not saying this from my personal feelings, but from a legal and illegal perspective, as well as from the perspective of God. And so guys, be encouraged. A lot of good things are coming. We have to keep praying, we have to keep fighting, but be aware and be joyful in this occasion, because a lot of people, they've been sleeping, they weren't aware, they don't think, they haven't been able to really comprehend who's who and what's what. They just see a big company, they think it's okay. Oh, they have good corporate stewardship, they're doing good things, but you got to remember the spirit of the Antichrist runs through people, and if people are shut down, they're removed, and their voice is quieted, especially the biblical, the godly, the conservative voice, then slowly Satan takes hold and he takes dominion over a certain area. And that's what happened with Twitter, and it's being unveiled, it's being reversed, it's being corrected. And you're going to see with other companies, other platforms, other areas, that the same thing is going to come upon them. Because in order for us to get to a side for which we have a clean slate, we have great things that are going to come, we have to walk through this darkness to get there. And so be encouraged, guys. It's not a doomsday, like negative thing that people are preaching. It's not the end of the world. We're in a process for which there's cleansing, there's correcting, there's restoration, and we're going to be in a better place as time goes. And so God bless you guys. Be encouraged. Talk to you guys very soon.